Magandang Agham, Pilipinas! Welcome po sa DOST TV Facebook page at YouTube channel. Ito ang programang una sa mga nababanong balita tungkol sa Agham, Teknolohiya at Inovasyon para sa Bayan na ihatid mismo ni DOST Undersecretary Renato U. Solidum Jr. Magandang Agham po, Usec Rene.
Magandang agham din sa iyo, Onin, at sa ating mga taga-subaybay.
Oras na sir para makibalita sa mga updates tungkol sa Agham at teknolohiya sa mga riyon at sa buong bansa mula mismo kay Usec Rene.
Tama ka dyan, Onin. Kaya naman, umpisahan na natin sa kalusugan. First project po, DOST PCHRD gives updates on project Seroprevalence of SARS-CoV-2 in communities in the Philippines. The DOST PCHRD reported that as of July 1st, the project Zero Prevalence of SARS-CoV-2 in Communities in the Philippines has enrolled 1,011 participants and collection of samples from different implementation sites is ongoing. This project aims to determine the zero prevalence of SARS-CoV-2 in the pediatric and adult age groups in selected communities in the Philippines. It is being implemented by the RITM for 7 months with Dr. Kristen Alvarado de la Cruz as project leader. The study is a prospective longitudinal design that will enroll pediatric and adult subjects in selected communities regardless of the presence or absence of symptoms. A total of 1,000 individuals will be requested to participate in its major islands group, NCR, Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. The second project deals with the DOST STC La Union awarding iron-fortified rice and ready-to-eat chicken arroz caldo to Provincial Health Office of La Union. The DOST Provincial Science and Technology Center La Union awarded 99 sacks of iron-fortified rice and 47 boxes of ready-to-eat arroz caldo to the Provincial Health Office of La Union on June 15, 2022. Iron-fortified rice is a technology developed by the DOST Food and Nutrition Research Institute to help address iron deficiency anemia. IFR is an enriched rice made by blending iron rice premix with ordinary rice using an efficient blending machine. Moreover, the ready-to-eat chicken arroz caldo is a technology developed by the DOST Industrial Technology Development Institute to address immediate hunger and to provide ready-to-eat with longer shelf life and safe food during calamities. In support to the advocacy of the provincial government of La Union to fight iron deficiency syndrome, the Provincial Health Office will promote the ordinance and disperse IFR to nutritionally and risk-pregnant for dietary supplementation for 90 days in the municipality of Rosario and Santo Tomas and others. The RTE chicken arroz caldo will also be dispersed for dietary supplementation for 60 days to the wasted preschool children ages 1 to 59 months old in the municipality of Tubao, Aringay, and Santo Tomas. The third project is about the partnership between Mega Chew Lim Foundation and DOST FNRI for a 120-day supplementary feeding program. The Mega Chew Lim Foundation partners with DOST FNRI for a 120-day supplementary feeding program in which recipes for the feeding will be evaluated by the Institute. In addition, DOST FNRI will also conduct nutrition education classes on meal management and safe food handling among mothers and caregivers of the feeding beneficiaries. It aims to help mothers plan nutritious meals for their families. The launching event and ceremonial signing was held on June 28, 2022 in Quezon City and was attended by the executives of Mega Global Corporation, Reach Out Feed Philippines Incorporated, DSWD representatives, and incoming DSWD Secretary Erwin Tulfo, together with DOST FNRI team led by its director, Dr. Imelda Angeles Agdepa. The fourth project is also the project of FNRI holding iTrain webinar on food product development. The DOST FNRI conducted a webinar on food product development on June 29, 2022. The webinar aims to orient inspiring food entrepreneurs to develop food products using the scientific process. It was attended by 100 participants from different regions of the country and was conducted using the Train website of FNRI. The iTrain aims to facilitate the enrollment and giving of certificates to the participants. Dumako naman po tayo sa kabuhayan. The first project would be the Rizal Farmers Association featuring its vegetable products at SM Angono. The Angono New Normal Farmers Association, or ANFA, an organization of senior citizens that encourage vegetable farming and production in Angono, Rizal, featured its fresh produce at SM Center Angono on June 24, 2022. The said market will be open to public every Friday. The Farmers Group's vegetable exhibit under the SM Foundation Incorporated Program, Kabalikat sa Kabuhayan Farmers Market, was made possible through the assistance of the DOST Provincial S&T Center of Rizal, LGU Angono, Department of Agriculture, Municipality of Angono, Rizal, and other agencies supporting the organization. The next project is the capacity building of DOST Batangas for cooperatives and CBAs in Lipa City, Batangas on coconut-based products processing. The DOST Batangas trained members of cooperatives and community-based associations, or CBAs, in Lipa City, Batangas on coconut-based products processing with awareness seminar on basic food hygiene and current good manufacturing practices, or CGMP, held at Lipa City Training Center last June 17. The training aims to provide the beneficiaries with a technology on coconut processing which they can use in establishing their livelihood enterprises. Production technologies used and transferred to the beneficiaries during the training include makapuno in syrup, buko juice, makapuno candy balls, makapuno pastillas, and pakumbo processing. These technologies were developed and provided by the Institute of Food Science and Technology of the University of the Philippines, Los Baños. Cooperatives and CBAs which participated in the training were United Merchant Credit Cooperative, Lipa Ladies Marketing Cooperative, Community Association in Barangay Halang, Lipeña Aces Habang Lipa City, and Root Crop Growers of Batangas Agriculture Cooperative. The activity was in partnership with Lipa City Cooperative Office. The next project would be the DOST car conducting benchmarking on strawberry production. A benchmarking activity was conducted for 6 members of Hulungan Savings Livelihood and Association, or JSLA, at La Trinidad Strawberry Nursery in Benguet on June 25, 2022, to supplement the technical know-how of the organization on strawberry production. Hulungan Savings Livelihood and Association is a beneficiary of DOST's Community Empowerment through Science and Technology, or CEST program for Kiyangan, Ifugao. Mr. Joel Mero and Mr. Reynante Tainan of La Trinidad Agriculture Office lectured on the soil pH requirement, selection of variety, potting mix preparation, nutrition farming, pest management, and the best practices on strawberry production that are being implemented at the nursery. The next project is the awarding by DOST-5 of 50 farmer organizations in Camarines Sur of the Portasol technology. A total of 50 farmer organizations in the province of Camarines Sur received 1 unit of Portasol, or portable solar dryer grains thermal drying trays, from DOST-5 through the project entitled Upgrading of Agricultural Products of Farmer Organizations through Improved Drying Process in Camarines Sur. Portasol, developed by Mr. Francisco Pagayon, is a portable and lightweight multi-purpose solar dryer made of aluminum thermal trays that can be laid down on an open field or assembled into racks with a mesh sheet cover as protection from pests and fungus. The technology helps eradicate harvest losses and provides fast safe and clean solar dryers on any ground, away from roads and highways. The technology can hold up to 150 kilograms of produce, and its drying rate is 2 to 3 times faster than the usual method, as per a study conducted on a different set of grains. With the assistance of the 5 agencies, they endorsed 10 farmer organizations each, for a total of 50 farmer organizations located in the province of Camarines Sur to benefit from said technology. The majority of the farmers' produce are rice, corn, soya beans, sili, taro leaves, other high-value crops, and even fish. On the other hand, the next project of DOST 8, Leyte, focuses on TBI incubating, aiming to improve the current centralized e-wallet system. An incubator from DOST Region 8 aims to improve the current centralized electronic wallet or e-wallet system to a decentralized self-custody payment using blockchain technology. Dr. Jomar Tagana, President and CEO of Paitaka and of Cybis Informatics, developed Paitaka, a self-custody payment where funds are stored in the blockchain and can only be spent from the user's phone. He and his team developed the system after they saw an opportunity to improve the current one, where present e-wallet providers take custody of the user's money, and thus is considered centralized, since it is vulnerable to risk of potential internal hacking on the wallet servers. Paitaka uses crypto as currency and can only be spent by digitally signing a transaction using a private key that unlocks or sends out the funds from the user's address. The current popular e-wallets like Coins.ph and Paymaya hold the private keys in their servers on behalf of their users, and thus is called custodial wallets, whilst in Paitaka, the private keys are securely stored in the user's phone and is never sent to the Paitaka server. Hence, only the user can digitally sign the transactions to move or send their funds. Dr. Tagana is one of the pioneer incubators of DOST-8's Technology Business Incubator or TBI for Information Technology Business Process Management, startups through its Provincial Science and Technology Center in Leyte and Eastern Visayas State University. Lechon House in CDO is also anticipating 30% increase in production volume through the assistance of DOST setup. Josephus Lechon Belly, a local lechon house based in Cagayan de Oro City, is now anticipating a 30% increase in production volume and a 4% increase in productivity after availing of the DOST's Small Enterprise Technology Upgrading Program or setup program. The lechon business availed the setup program of DOST 10 last June 2021. After the setup intervention, the firm mechanized their processes through the acquisition of various equipment that streamlined the production of their lechon powder premixes, grilled lechon belly, and crispy pork rind, locally known as hinilisan. With the setup assistance, the firm was able to acquire 1 unit of horizontal powder mixer, 1 unit of 3-deck gas oven, 1 unit of mechanical dryer, 1 unit of stainless steel table, and 1 unit of gas rice cooker. With the mechanization of their production process, the firm reduced their production time for the lechon belly from more than 3 hours to about 2 hours, and their production time for the hinilisan from 1 week to about 24 hours. In addition to the streamlined process, they have improved product quality, consistency, and competitiveness. The firm also availed of the moisture analysis of 9 samples and DOST ITDI packaging to improve their packaging for the lechon belly. In 2021, DOST 10 also assisted the firm with various consultancy services such as smart packaging for their product dinuguan, trademark registration, and food safety awareness. For this year, they will also engage in the Manufacturing Productivity Extension Program or MPEX. DOST 12, DOST 1, DOST Ready team joined together for the Halal Awareness and Certification Program. The DOST Halal Research Ecosystem for Development and Innovation or READY tourism program together with the DOST 12, teams up with DOST 1 to hold the Halal Awareness and Certification webinar via Microsoft Teams and Facebook Live on June 22, 2022. Halal certification, though thought by many as a mere Muslim-related food preference, is now slowly gaining popularity among consumers, both Muslim and non-Muslims, with better understanding of the matter. Halal certified products, beyond the mere preference, is now slowly acknowledged as a seal assuring the food safety, hygiene, and reliability. The webinar, which was attended by 189 participants nationwide, tackled the topics on Philippine national standards and Philippine National Halal Certification Scheme with Ms. Maritzu Sinulinding of the DOST-12 team leader on Halal Food Safety Team and lead assessor for Halal Quality Assessment Team as the guest speaker. Conduct of activities as such helps strengthen the halal industry in the Philippines to a degree, and the DOST-12 with its facilities is committed to help educating varied Filipino sectors about what halal certification entails and implication on which is set to expand the regional food industry among many. The DOST National Capital Region turned over a computerized embroidery machine to the Muntinlupa City Technical Institute, or MCTI, on June 24, 2022, at the MCTI building in Barangay Putatan, Muntinlupa City. The embroidery machine will enable beneficiaries to work on more intricate embroidery designs as well as improve the quality of their products. The project is also expected to provide livelihood income opportunity not only to Muntinlupa residents but also to nearby communities in the region. This initiative is in support of the Industrial Sewing Machine Operation, or ISMO, and dress-making course at MCTI, which aims to strengthen the garment sector and livelihood sewing program in Muntinlupa. A 5-day training on the proper use of the embroidery machine, which was participated in by 14 participants from MCTI, was also conducted in partnership with Golden Mile Business Park in Carmona, Cavite. At least 40 trainees of ISMO, dressmakers, and unemployed seamstresses from Southville 3 and other nearby barangays in the city will benefit from the initiative. DOST Caraga facilitates capacity building activities for OFWs. The second batch of innovations for Filipinos working distantly from the Philippines, or I-Forward PH, in Caraga region is preparing for a new round of capability building for the creation and administration of a technology-based enterprise as of June 16, 2022. The I-Forward Philippines program intends to help and provide a wide range of opportunities for OFWs and their close relatives to start technology-based businesses in their home provinces, giving them the option to eventually decide to stay in the nation rather than be far away from their homes. The program is an essential initiative that will aid in reintegrating our OFWs into their societies of origin who were severely impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic. 27 OFWs from Caraga attended an orientation in person led by DOST Caraga in collaboration with DTI Caraga and OWA Caraga to get ready for the next training and seminars that would improve their abilities to manage businesses and conceptualize business strategies. As part of their capability training held on June 30, 2022, the OFW participants were able to create and present their company concepts and business model canvas during the third week of training. Through the I-Forward Philippines Caraga, beneficiaries will be provided with assistance and opportunities to establish technology-based enterprises here in the country. Picard conducts Inception meeting on developing the fish and seafood processing MSMEs project. The Inception meeting of the project, titled Innovation, Willingness, and Readiness of Fish and Seafood Processing Micro, Small, and Medium Enterprises for Food Safety Standards, was conducted on June 28, 2022. The project is spearheaded by Mr. Haji Halothot of the College of Public Affairs and Development of the University of the Philippines, Los Baños, and the speakers included Dr. Isabelita M. Pabuayon and Professor Renan Zilardo de Guzman, adjunct professor and assistant professor respectively from the College of Economics and Management, and Mr. Adonis Traje, Food Safety and Standards Advisor of WINRAC, International Institute for Agricultural Development. The project aims to assess the willingness, capability, and readiness of fish and seafood processing MSMEs to innovate for food safety. Specifically, this project is expected to understand the policy and institutional environment that influences innovation and food safety activities of micro, small, and medium fish and seafood processing enterprises, describe the significant dimensions of innovation capability of MSMEs, and determine the relationship between innovation capability and business performance of MSMEs, describe the best practices, motivations, and barriers to adoption of technological innovations by MSMEs in relation to food safety standards, and lastly, to recommend policy action to improve capability of MSMEs to innovate for food safety standards.
Sa aming pong pagbabalik, patuloy tayong makibalita kay Usec para sa mga latest updates tungkol sa science and technology sa buong bansa. Baka hindi bitiw, magbabalik pa ang DOST Report.
Sa ikalawang episode ng Lakas ng Siyensya Season 4, pagdating sa hangaring maunlad na pamayanan, siyensya at teknolohiya ang susi dyan. Kaya naman ngayong Sabado, ibibida ng Department of Science and Technology Region 2 ang Smarter City Program. Ating tatalakayin kung ano nga ba ito at kung papaano ito nakatulong sa larangan ng agrikultura, transportasyon, edukasyon, at maging sa pagninegosyo upang maging maunlad ang isang bayan sa Isabela. Makakasama natin si DOST Region 2 Director Virginia Bilguera. Kasama si former Kawayan City Mayor Bernard Faustino MD, si Isabela State University President Dr. Rickmar P. Aquino at si Michael D. Cañero, isa sa mga nakinabang sa mga teknolohiyang hatid ng programa. Anya pa'y tiyur orayin nyo, umay kayon apo, tutukan ti, Lakas ng Siyensya! Ngayong Sabado alas 5 ng hapon sa nag-iisang ABS-CBN Teleradyo. Sa Siyensya at Teknolohiya, aangat ka!
Kayo po'y nakatutok sa DOST Report. Mas marami pang balita mula sa mundo ng Agham at Teknolohiya at ibang usapan. Alamin natin mismo kay Usec Rene.
Salamat, Onin. Dumako naman tayo sa kaayusan. Ang unang proyekto would be the DOST Region 1 holding training to manage biodegradable waste in Barangay Diaz Bautista, Pangasinan. DOST 1, through its Provincial Science and Technology Center in Pangasinan, and in collaboration with DOST ITDI, conducted a technology training of the 100 kilograms capacity dual drum composter in Barangay Diaz Bautista, Pangasinan on June 14, 16, and 20, 2022, respectively. 11 participants, including the facility personnel of Barangay Diaz, underwent a 3-day virtual training on the operation and maintenance of dual drum composting technology as part of the Community Empowerment through Science and Technology, or CES program, which is an effort to improve the management of biodegradable wastes and later establish an organic fertilizer facility to generate additional income in the community. The next project in Cayusan is the DOST CAR signing an MOU with Partners for Agri-Transport System in Bauco Mountain Province. The DOST CAR, St. Louis University, and LGU Bauco and Tuwadan Bito Farmers Association signed a Memorandum of Agreement for the establishment of cableways for agricultural resource transport systems, or CARTs, in Monamon Sur, Bauco Mountain Province on June 23, 2022. Funded by the DOST through its Niche Centers for the Region, or NICER program, with the counterpart funding of 1.1 million pesos from LGU Bauco, this project is seen to address the lack of adequate infrastructure to transport agricultural produce through cable-supported infrastructure that are locally adapted to the terrain of the Cordillera Administrative Region. The said project is one of the components of the program Bundok, a mountain engineering center towards sustainable infrastructure and upland water security, which aims to aid in the preservation of the region's mountains amidst natural disasters and urbanization through innovative engineering solutions. DOST shared and the Philippine Coast Guard forged a pact to address Philippine maritime challenges. DOST Philippine Council for Industry, Energy and Emerging Technology Research and Development, or PSEARD, and the Philippine Coast Guard formally signed a pact to address the growing challenges in safe maritime transport, cleaner seas, and maritime defense and jurisdiction of the Philippines. The partnership aims to establish and develop a cooperation to address the growing challenges in the country's maritime sector with science and technology providing relevant interventions and solutions. A joint committee composed of 3 members from the Council and 3 from PCG will lead the crafting of framework for scientific and technical cooperation and collaboration and other aspects of research and development and acquisition through technology transfer and development of local technologies with the objective of strengthening the country's maritime defense and security capabilities. Ang susunod po ay tungkol sa kinabukasan. And the first project to be reported would be the Starbucks-related activities conducted by different regional offices of DOST. Starbucks is the science and technology academic and research-based openly operated kiosk station. Among the activities are the following. DOST-1 conducted Starbucks virtual users training in Natividad, Pangasinan. DOST-1 also introduced Starbucks to St. Augustine's School of Tagodin, Ilocos Sur. The University of Santo Tomas, Legazpi gets Starbucks system content update. And lastly, the Starbucks orientation and users hands-on training was conducted at Tinago Elementary School in Viga, Catanduanes. The next activity is the Region 12 of DOST chairing the meeting of Regional Research, Development, and Innovation Council, and they passed 8 resolutions pushing R&D and innovation. The Regional Research, Development, and Innovation Committee, RRDIC of Region 12, chaired by DOST Regional Director Engineer Sammy Malawan, passed 8 resolutions which aims to equip the Soxargen region for the foreseeable future through R&D and innovation during its meeting held last June 22, 2022. The RRDIC, with its mandate to spearhead interagency collaboration and partnership in R&D and S&T initiatives, continues to undertake science-based projects such as the Institution of Metal Engineering Innovation Centers, the College of Engineering, as well as IT Watcher, intelligent, vision-based, 24/7 traffic watcher for General Santos. Aside from DOST-12, RRDIC member agencies include regional offices of NEDA, DNR, CHED, DICT, Mines and Geoscience Bureau, and Office of Provincial Agriculture of South Cotabato, Provincial Local Government of Sultan Kudarat, and academic institutions, namely Notre Dame of Nadiangas University, NDSC, University of Southern Mindanao, Notre Dame University, University of Southern Mindanao, Cotabato Foundation College of Science and Technology, Center for Liberal Arts and Free Institutions, Notre Dame of Marbelle University, and USM-ATBI. Private sector representatives also sit in the RRDIC. And for the last report, the S4CP's RD lead, attaining SDGs through research inclusivity. The Research and Development Leadership, or RD lead, is one of the 4 components of the DOST's banner program on Science for Change program, which contributes to the efforts towards attainment of the United Nations 17 Sustainable Development Goals. RD lead addresses the human capacity gaps in the conduct of more impactful and relevant R&D pursuits of its beneficiaries. The RD lead engages experts called RD leaders to capacitate their host institutions to pursue research initiatives towards the attainment of the SDGs. Since it started in July 2018 until May 2022, the RD Lead has provided 68 RD leaders to 64 host institutions. The program has served all the 17 regions in the country and continues to deepen its reach as it continues to tap more latent research talents across the Philippine archipelago, especially in the far-flung areas. Of the 64 institutions that it has reached, 30% of these are new to the DOST, have no previous grants or support from the DOST for the conduct of research and S&T initiatives. While a lot of work still needs to be done to bring more institutions to the DOST research ecosystem, several strides have been achieved, particularly from this new institution supported by the RT Lead program, currently implemented by the National Research Council of the Philippines, one of the DOST's research councils tasked to support and promote basic research. One of the notable success stories that came out from the RD Lead is that of the Northern Iloilo State University, formerly known as Northern Iloilo State Polytechnic College. From its former status as a state college, it has now been officially converted into a state university. This status elevation is not simply nomenclature. It entails a multiple-fold increase in stakeholders' expectations on how it delivers on its tripartite functions: instruction, extension, and research. Further, it is a validation of how a program like the Science for Change program, particularly the RD Lead, helps its beneficiaries achieve greater heights and more impact.
Maraming salamat po, Usec Rene. Natuloy po inyong kabuuan ng DOST updates para sa nagdaang linggo. May namiss ka bang balita? Maaari mo bang itong balik-balikan? Bistahin lamang aming website, dostv.ph, or download ang DOSTV app sa inyong Android phone para pwede ka manood ng DOST reports anytime, anywhere. Usec Rene, baka may mga nais po makikumatid sa ating mga taga-sumaybay.
Maraming salamat, Onin. Napakaraming mga reports ang ating natanggap mula sa iba't ibang opisina at mga rehiyon. Hindi natin ito maiulat lahat. Pero siguro sa mga susunod na mga pagre-report po natin, bibigyan natin ng pansin ang mga programang napalathala na focus ng kasalukuyang administration, tulad po ng food security, digital transformation program, at iba pa, tulad ng mga proyekto na pwedeng makatulong sa pangkabuhayan, lalong-lalo na ang micro, small, and medium enterprises, at paano maging ligtas tayo sa climate change at iba pang mga panganib. Napakaraming pwedeng maiulat ng DOST, at kung sakaling may na-miss po tayo, pwede rin kayong magsulat at magtanong upang maisama natin kung may mga proyekto tayong angkop doon sa mga tanong na yon. Siguro pwede din tayong maghikayat sa ating mga listeners para ma-address po natin ang kanilang mga katanungan.
Salamat po, Usec Rene. Imbitahan naman po natin ang ating mga taga-subaybay na abangan ng Siyensya bukas at sa linggo.
Iniimbitahan ko po kayong lahat na abangan ang Siyensya, Pinoy Popular Science para sa lahat. Samahan ninyo po kaming saksihan kung paano tutuparin ng Agham at Teknolohiya ang mga kahilingan ng ating wisher. Abangan ang bagong episode tuwing Sabado at Linggo, alas 8 ng umaga at alas 4 ng hapon sa CNN Philippines.
Salamat pong muli sa ating mga taga-subaybay. Mas marami pang balita mula sa mundo ng Agham at Teknolohiya. Ang ating pag-uusapan kaya tutok lamang kayo tuwing Biyernes, alas 4 ng hapon, dito sa DOST TV Facebook page at YouTube channel. Palagi rin tumutok sa mga websites at FB pages ng ating mga ahensya ng DOST para sa latest happenings nila at mga events tungkol sa iba't ibang R&D projects at mga inobasyon. Bistahin din ang DOST Philippines FB page para di mahuli sa mga nakalinyang mga activities ng DOST at download ang DOST app sa inyong mga cellphone upang up-to-date kayo sa mga balita. Ako po si Orin Miranda. Ito ang mga balitang may kinalaman sa Agham, Teknolohiya at Inobasyon, hati ng pagbabago para sa maunlad na mundo.
At ako po ang inyong lingkod, Undersecretary Renato U. Solidum Jr. Maraming salamat sa inyong pagsubaybay dito sa DOST Report.